Anton Dukravets and Zhuldyz continue to explore Kazakhstan. In the last episode, we have visited the ancient city of Otrar and tried to find out more about the history of the existing civilization. Today, Zhuldyz and her film crew are heading to the mausoleum of Aristan Bab. Did he really live for half a century? What did the Prophet Muhammad entrusted him, and why is this place considered as a sacred today? We'll try to find answers to these and many other questions. Well, the second film crew with Anton is on its way to the Tabagatai Mountains. Do you know why those mountains are so unique? If not, make yourself comfortable, turn the volume up, and let's start. Our first film crew continues to explore the sacred places of the southern part of the country. There are hundreds of them. Big part of those sites was included to the sacred map of Kazakhstan. Revival and protection of spiritual places take place within the presidential program Course Towards the Future, Modernization of Kazakhstan's Identity. For centuries, the Kazakh people have kept and respected their rich history. Therefore, the head of state decided to create a single chain of important holy places in terms of culture and spiritual heritage. Over the years, people come here to worship ancestors and ask for help. Experienced travelers say that the number of pilgrims and ordinary tourists increases every year. Believers come to such places with a pure heart, and most surprisingly, their requests are being heard here.
Большое количество святых мест, большое количество родников. Именно не просто родников, а именно таких вот.
There is a large number of holy places, a large number of holy springs, mausoleums, various historical sites.
Различных исторических мест, поразительное количество мест, которых.
A lot of places where people go to heal, to get pregnant, to heal their children and mothers. And I didn't even know that so many people go to these places until I saw it.
Я сначала не знал, что настолько много людей ездит в эти места, пока сам это не увидел.
Turkestan. It is believed that it is located on the holy ground because that's the place where the founder of Sufism in Central Asia, Khoja Ahmed Yasawi, lived and worked. Thousands of pilgrims go there to worship him and ask for blessings. However, according to the tradition, the path to Yasawi should start with a visit to the mausoleum of his teacher and spiritual mentor Aristan Bab. This is where we will begin our trip to the holy places.
Поехали в Чимкент, и нас просто вот мы не могли не поехать в Туркестан.
We went to Shymkent and we had to go to Turkestan. When you are in South Kazakhstan region, everything is achievable there. Not very far, good roads, and most importantly, every place is covered with legends.
И несложно найти. И самое главное, у каждого места просто шикарные легенды. Начиная вот с.
If you look at Aristan Bab, it's not just a mausoleum. There is a spring with salt water nearby. The taste of water there is amazing. If you get the opportunity, hit the road and try this water. Aristan Bab was a legend. People say that he lived for 500 years and was the follower of the Prophet Muhammad. And he remains one of the most mysterious people in history. The mausoleum of Aristan Bab was built on the grave of the teacher and spiritual mentor of Khoja Ahmed Yasawi, the religious mystic and preacher of Aristan Bab. Starting from 1982, the mausoleum is under state protection. If you go there from Shymkent by car, then you need to drive to the northwest on the E38 highway. After the Totkol village, turn to the southwest, to the P58 road. Further, you can reach the mausoleum of Aristan Bab in an hour through the villages of Yelik, Timur, Shaoder and Bayalder. If you do not have your own car, then you should know that every day there are taxis and minibuses that go there from Shymkent. One of the legends says that Aristan Bab was an associate of the Prophet Muhammad. Once he ate persimmons together with his disciples, one fruit always fell out of the plate. After a while, someone said that this fruit was meant to be eaten by a boy named Ahmed. who will be born in 400 years. No one except Aristan Bab did not dare to pass on the persimmon to the future receiver. For this, the Prophet gave him longevity. At the time, Aristan Bab met 7-year-old Ahmed Yasawi. He immediately understood that this boy should continue the teachings of the Prophet and gave him amana, which means trust. Aristan Bab became a spiritual mentor and teacher of Ahmed and Yasawi. Later in his book Divani Hikmet Yasawi wrote, "Listen to Aristan Bab. He gives many answers to those questions about what the disciple who began serving Allah should be like. It is necessary to avoid evil, violence and follow the true path, and do not force a person to practice the certain religion." There is still no answer to the question who is really Aristan Bab. Some people call him a wandering saint, some a powerful sheikh. Baba in Arabic means gate. That is, we can say that Aristan Bab opened the gates to Islam in Central Asia. For this, he is considered as the main figure among all the saints respected by Muslims of Kazakhstan and the near abroad. He was a truly legendary person who knew almost 30 languages, as well as a batir and a skilled gardener. It is believed that he was the one who taught the Prophet Muhammad to take care of gardens. According to the folk tales, the saint died in the vicinity of the ancient Otrar in the 12th century. That's where his mausoleum is located. There is also a beautiful legend about why he was buried there. He told people, "As soon as I die, put my ashes on a camel and follow it. Bury my dust at the place where the camel will lie first." They say that was what they did. As you can see, this region has lots of legends. We will try to tell you everything with the details, but right now, let's visit our second host, Anton de Cravat. After taking some rest on Zaysan Lake, Anton continued his journey. Today his goal is the Tabagatai Mountains. The distance from Ust-Kamenogorsk to the mountain range is 300 kilometers. The trip by car takes about 5 hours. Mountains are located between two large basins, Zaysan and Anakol. Our contest continues. Make the same photos as our hosts, post them on the Instagram using the hashtag acrossthekazakhland and get a chance to win valuable prizes. Do not miss your chance. Anton and the film crew are moving from Zaysan Lake. They should reach the place in 2 hours.
Там именно какое-то спокойствие такое. Хотя условия, допустим,
It is so calm there, although the natural conditions are rather harsh. Constantly rains, even in summer.
то есть там солнышко, там это уже
The sun is a joy, but the rain is also a joy because mosquitoes do not bite.
край красивый.
The region is beautiful. I try to combine shooting not only the landscape, but also ethnophotography. I try to chat with local people to see their traditional way of life.
Пообщаться с местным населением.
It is always interesting for me to shoot those things.
Как люди живут, то есть вот это вот подснять мне очень всегда интересно.
In the meantime, let's go back to Zhuldyz. And we continue to walk in the holy places. There is a special energy, and it is felt for hundreds of meters from the mausoleum. People believe that when you come here, you need to be extremely careful, otherwise you may encounter evil spirits.
Наше время,
You know, nowadays, Aristan Bab Mausoleum goes after Turkestan by the number of visits.
второе место занимает. Потому что люди перед Туркестаном, любой турист,
Because any tourist, any religious person, first visits the mausoleum of Aristan Bab, then he goes to Turkestan.
потом только поедет дальше в Туркестан, там 70 километров. Поэтому святость
The holiness of Aristan Bab is equal to Khodja Ahmed Yasawi.
равномерно, как Хожа Ахмед Ясави.
According to the legend, the construction of the mosque began over the grave of Khodja Ahmed Yasawi by the orders of Tamerlane. All attempts to build walls failed. A strong storm took them down completely. The saint who appeared in Timur's dreams said that he first needs to build the mausoleum of Aristan Bab, and then the one at the grave of Khodja Ahmed Yasawi. That's what Timur did. Therefore, pilgrims first visit the mausoleum of the teacher and only then the mausoleum of Yasawi. However, this construction did not survive until our days. Only a couple of carved wooden columns. They are kept in a small museum at the mausoleum. At the beginning of the 20th century, a new mausoleum was again built over the tomb of the saint, but it was washed away by groundwater. The building which we see today was built in 1971 at the expense of the local population. Here is the tomb and the memorial mosque. They are connected with a big corridor. In the first room there was the tombstone of Aristan Bab. His students and followers, Hermet Azira, Kaga Baba and Lashin Baba are buried next to him. The temple is built of burnt bricks decorated with curly masonry. Look at the main entrance, Peshtak. The facade is not typical for Muslim temples of Central Asia. Architects used decorative elements of Russian and European architecture of the 19th century. There is not a single brick from ancient times. It is a modern building of the Soviet era. It is located near the historic place, the city of Otrar. That is, the Otrar Oasis. Inside, under the very dome, the swallows have built nests. Their tweeting, prayers, quiet voices of people create a special atmosphere. While plunging into it for a moment, it seems that everything has stopped around you. You think about life, about things you care, and at some point you even realize what is really important to you and what pointless things you need to get rid of.
Очень много людей именно едут для того, чтобы там переночевать, вылечиться.
A lot of people go there to spend the night, get cured or become pregnant, either get over some relationships or someone wants to get married. At first I thought it was some kind of myth, but when I met people and I found out they had a wedding, a child was born or the mother recovered, and I understood that this is not just a coincidence. In part, this is of course due to human belief. But I think these places clearly emit something. When you are there, you can feel it. Our host Zhuldyz decided to think about the eternal. Follow our journey in the social networks using the hashtag acrossthekazakhland. Do not miss all the most important and interesting. By the way, let's have a look on a journey of the second film crew. We got cold, got lost in the dark, but finally reached the Tabagatai Mountains. The range stretches from China along the border between the Jungarian Alatau and the Tian Shan Mountains. Its length is 300 kilometers and its width is 50. Its highest point rises at the height of 3,000 meters. The Tabagatai Mountains are not high. The average height above sea level is barely 2,000 meters. But tourists come here not to enjoy the majesty of peaks, but to see the composition of the mountains. This is a unique phenomenon, and in the world, by the way, there are not so many similar mountain systems. Well, these are very ancient, such solid mountain. And this granite massive, where we now stand, resembles a layer cake. And all this is a very long exposure to wind, sun and water. I want to take a piece and bite. The Tabagatai Mountains are composed of Paleozoic rocks. This is mainly clay, limestone, slate and sandstone. They are very fragile, that's why the natural elements formed such odd shapes. By the way, the local landscape still changes. So perhaps a future generation will witness appearance of the completely new natural zone.
Восточный Казахстан у меня ассоциируется.
I associate Eastern Kazakhstan with autumn, because here you can brightly see autumn in all its glory.
Можно увидеть осень во всей красе. Вот какой она истинно должна быть. Это вот в желтых тонах.
That's what it truly should be. In yellow tones, a lot of trees, rivers, a lot of fish, a lot of animals. There you see an empty horizon.
Там не надо, там быстро горизонт наступает, как грубо говоря. Здесь, например,
Here in central Kazakhstan or in the south, you need to go for a long time to see an even horizon without houses or buildings.
Наконец-то стал ровный горизонт. Ну, когда никого нет.
And there in the Altai, there is a forest and that's it. You see no one.
На Алтае там долго не надо ехать, там сразу лес и все, и ты никого не видишь.
The nature of southern Kazakhstan is beautiful in its own way. Let's switch to our second film crew. The guys are now in a sacred place, the mausoleum of Aristan Bab. There is a well a few meters from the mausoleum. It is 12 meters deep. It was found in the 14th century. The taste of the water is very salty. According to the legend, the water in it is healing and can cure people from many diseases. It is recommended to drink it every morning to strengthen the digestive health and enhance immunity. Hundreds of tourism come every day to bow and ask for blessings from Aristan Bab. Nearby there is a hotel complex for those who wish to stay here for the night. It is worth noting that such places have a special energy. Believers come back here to strengthen vitality and connection with ancestors. People believe that these areas, as we say, are sacred. There are always mosques nearby. Shirakshi, the keepers of the hearth, usually live there. Often these people are oracles that can unravel dreams, the future and so on.
И это чаще всего люди, которые, как скажем, оракулы, которые могут по снам разгадывать будущее и так далее. То есть люди бывают здесь, приносят жертву, животное там, остаются ночевать обязательно.
People offer sacrifices. They spend the night here, and they say that images of prophetic dreams come in dreams.
Паломников, что приходят во сне образы, в общем, пророческие сны снятся.
Perhaps we will stay here for the night, and let us have only good dreams. In the meantime, the second group will most likely have to spend the night in the Tabagatai Mountains. Interestingly, this area has attracted people since ancient times. As proof of this, numerous cultural monuments and elite mounds found nearby on the plateau of Yeleke-Sazi. Scientists have found about 300 tombs of the Saka era and Turks period. Perhaps soon an open-air museum will be opened here. These unusual mountains attracted people during the Civil War as well. In these regions, there was a base of the partisan detachment Red Mountain Eagles. You can see monuments to the dead. In the 50s of the last century, scientists conducted geological studies here. As a result, some types of minerals were discovered, but they are not suitable for industrial activity.
Самое, что меня в них поразило, они действительно такие девственные, нетронутые там.
The thing that shocked me about them was that they were truly untouched. There is no trash, not even a hint that there was a man here.
Вот очень, как бы так, вот очень девственное место.
It is difficult to access it when it comes to the road, therefore it keeps some natural purity.
Наверное, поэтому как бы оно и хранит вот такую свою некую сакральность природной чистоты.
The flow of tourists will be quite big if this spot will be promoted.
Сохранив его в том виде, в каком оно есть, поток туристов туда будет достаточно большой.
For unknown reasons, tourism is not yet developed here, although there are all conditions for this. Fresh air, unique nature, rare plants and animals. All this contributes to the creation of a conservation area. In these mountains there is a special kind of bats which produce the shilajit, which is used for treatment of many types of diseases. And it is made of bed droppings. I will not be sick anymore.
Иногда лучше не знать и не болеть. Никогда не болеть.
It is interesting that there are two types of hares living in the mountains, Mongolian and white hare. Depending on weather conditions, colonies of grey marmot grow or shrink. These small animals are subject to hunting. Foxes, wolves, ferrets, weasels and ermines are not rare. Once a snow leopard was spotted here. In the early 90s of the last century, zoologists discovered the planet's rarest mouse. The Tabagatay Mountains are beautiful at any time of the year, but experienced travelers advise to come here in the spring when the wild citrus apple trees begin to bloom. They are considered as the oldest apple trees on Earth. Scientists estimate that these trees grow here for more than 165 million years. Pay particular attention to the plants listed in the Red Book. This is Landabur almond and tulips. Sometimes in the fall, special tours are organized for the collection of medicinal herbs. Rich vegetation. The forest is so diverse. Autumn there is just beautiful. It blooms late May, early June. It is located more north. The weather is colder. In June, all the flowers, meadow grass, they look like colored carpets. Extreme sports lovers will also find entertainment here. Rafting. Nearby there are rivers suitable for rafting. You can also organize an ascent to the highest peaks of the Tabagatay. If you want to see the yet untouched nature in its pristine beauty, hurry. We are sure this is one of the best weekend tours. The most important thing in nature is that nature does not pretend to be someone. Please someone. It is what it is, and it is always beautiful, which is amazing. And I think what prevents a person from being beautiful too, and at the same time being himself or herself? In society, we are a little different. We all depend on something and put under restrictions. But the nature does not need that, and I think we have something to learn. Repeat our photo and post it on the Instagram using the hashtag acrossthekazakhland, and you will have a chance to win interesting prizes. And here is the photo frame. 1, 2, 3, ha! Well, now we have to get out of here. People, help me. How did I get here?
Ребята, кто-нибудь? Помогите! Как искать залез? Ага, помогите! Помогите! Вот сюда, аккуратненько! Ай-яй-яй!
Tourist companies note that in recent years, tourism in Kazakhstan has grown significantly. Guests from Russia, Europe, China and the USA come to look at the uncharted natural beauty and historical places. I am glad that today we have all types of tourism: ethnic, educational, entertaining, ecological. The most interesting routes for tourists are developing across the country. Creating a sacred map of Kazakhstan at the world level will tell about the main attractions experts believe. Today it is important for us to show and preserve the picturesque nature, historical and cultural monuments for future generations. My friends came from East Asia. They know what Kazakhstan is. They work with Kazakhs in China, in Hong Kong. But they have never been here and just went crazy when they saw our nature. They never knew how powerful nature can be. Literally in a week they visited all regions: the mountains, deserts, forests, lakes. They did not want to leave. So we don't want to leave these wonderful places, but we need to move on. Today you have been with us in the Tabagatay Mountains. You have seen that there is truly beautiful, untouched nature. You should definitely visit South Kazakhstan and go around the Golden Ring, where the world's oldest cities once existed. For centuries, caravans from China to Europe passed along these roads. This land hides many undiscovered secrets. Let's explore the unexplored spaces of the Great Steppe together. Follow our journey in the social networks using the hashtag acrossthekazakhland. See you very soon.